Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. This is Jolene with a Joel Design, and we are in our Tuesday digital reveal day. So excited. First of the month, literally March 1st. Woohoo! So excited. And we are here with a brand new full digital kit for your journaling needs. I wanted to do another black and white kit, and I had done one back in May or June. I know it was out just in time. I was teasing it for the 1st of July during my 1-year anniversary. I was really stoked about it. And so I wanted to take another stab at it. And but it did come out a little bit more grayscale than black and white. Last ones were just the people and black and white engravings. So it was really very obviously black and white. Now this one I went more grayscale. I found a pretty little gem. All right then. This one definitely had a little bit more grayscale with hints of black, of course, for that contrast. Black roses and, black lettering. I tried to get the Eiffel Tower a little more black where I could, but it is a really gorgeous, more grayscale feel. So this is Roses in Paris, sort of a black and white or, ink saver kit. And as I'm noticing, though, my paper is bright white, but my cardstock is off-white compared to my bright, gorgeous white. So it definitely has a little bit more cream to it. So if you have the brighter white or that presentation paper, which is nice and bright white, you'll get more of that black and white feel. But if you like that sort of vintagey feel, then put it on off-white. Put it on a pale cream and get that more vintage paper feel. And you just need to use your black ink. So if you're capable, if it's possible, try to click on print grayscale only, and it'll stick to just your black ink cartridge. It will not try to pull the color. Now, if you want it really rich and you want to get a little bit more dimension, leave it be, and it'll pull all the colors technically from your ink cartridges to give you what we call a rich black instead of just a grayscale. So totally up to you on that end. But it is technically supposed to be a ink saver, grayscale, black only, print capability. But I wanted to take one more stab at our beautiful ladies in roses with a little bit of a Paris feel, just for something different, because I love the whole black and white or black and cream, Eiffel Tower, and some of the wording, so I thought we'd give it a shot. So let's start off. This is a good size kit. This is, what did I say? We ended up with 11, 5, and 13. So 16 and 13 is what, 29? I think it was a 29-page kit for you. There'll be 3 PDFs, and we'll go through that whole shindig right now. So let's start with the papers. We have 8 decorative pages that are all pretty when you, of course, as usual, fold them down the middle, and you are good to go. I'll make sure I'm in cute. I'm definitely up close, a little closer than usual. Not by much, but enough to where I feel like I only have a very small window. I'll make sure we don't go outside of that. But I have our pretty lady. She looks like she's prepping for an opera. Paris theater icon was something I really love. We have a hairpin up here, of course, roses. As many French things I could find that I know for sure, or just really pretty vintage items, one or the other. Gorgeous flower background that I had created, and I thought was really pretty in grayscale. So on the back of them have that. I personally printed on the back of mine 1 of 2 of the floral backgrounds. There's actually 3 backgrounds that come with this PDF. So 8 decorative, 3 backgrounds. And of course I've fine-tuned this one a little bit, but this floral background is actually on the back of every other one of these. I just did a one bad print. It's really pale, really light, super easy. Should make it really easy to journal on. Okay. So that's what I put on the back of every other of my pink one, or my decorative ones. And number 2, I found these watercolor drawn perfume bottles, which I fell in love with. So I love them as grayscale. I thought they were really great because you had all the different dimensions and the shadows and the different colors. A paragraph out of a French book. So, I just sort of blew it up. We have our flowers again. And then the other floral decoration you get is this one. It's definitely polka dots and creams, or polka dot, well, it was cream, but polka dot and gray and pattern leaves, and you've got combinations of flowers, which should go either way pretty good. You can sort of tell they're upside down or they may be facing a different direction, but they're not going to be the end of the world if you happen to get your papers in backwards. So that's your second of the 2 backgrounds, and at the end I'll show you your third one, which is only if you really want it. I thought it was sort of cool. I had done some cool grayscale that I want you guys to have in the background. All right, there's page number 3 where we have one other lady. Now, all these ladies are in their best gowns, no matter what era they're from, whether it's 1769 up to 1907. I had a wide variety of ladies that I love. They look like they were decked out for their best theater, opera, night out, ball, ballroom, dancing, whatever. They were in their best decor. We have music, we have words, we have flowers, we have our roses and our perfume bottles. Of course, then I grabbed all the like fleur-de-lis type wallpaper backgrounds, which is great to have fun with. The Bonjour, which it was a really cool background paper that I found. Again, another lady in our 1800s, a stool, flowers, Eiffel Towers. Now, this one's sort of great on this half because it does sort of have a nice clean background, so you had that really easy writing ability on that page if you wanted to make this sort of your front. I could see it being sort of your front cover maybe even, and be able to write a little something in here this belongs to and whatnot. But I love the roses falling from above. I have the perfume bottles again. Now you have 2 perfume bottle pages because I could not decide whether to have the perfumes on the bottom, the roses on top, or have them all intertwined. So like I have roses on the bottles, roses behind it, and everything just more on the bottom. So you have both pages, and you can decide, like, I would still use both. I'd have them both intertwined. It would give you another page that just sort of breaks up all the girls. And then we have her, and she's actually 1869, and she's pretty gorgeous get dressed, really dark, very fancy, ready to go. Her best hat. But then we go back to like 1769, and she's all fluffed up and ready with her best partner there, her little doggy. But they're all just dressed in their best dresses, ready for a night on the town. We'd be going to the theater, the opera, to a gala of some sort. And then we have like I love this one because it sort of felt like if you were going to the backstage at Paris, right? Your corsets, your hair, your handkerchiefs, your flowers that you're given, parasols and dress dummies. We have the music. We have polka dots. We have been distressed around the edges. Nice little collage of just a little different to add in there to sort of change up the gears. And then I have a collage page, which I did a couple collage pages with the black and white last time, which I thought was really fun just to take some of my favorite pieces and just sort of layer them up. So it is a really good, down when you put it down the middle, you have 2 very well decorated sides. It could be a great signature in the middle just to give you that, to break it up and have a nice decorative middle where you really didn't have to add much. You could add a little label here, a little, you could add a little something to here for dimension or pop of color if you want to do this black and white, and then add your favorite pink, teal, blue, lavender, sage, whatever color you want to. You could easily accent these wonderful black and whites with your favorite ephemera and your favorite embellishments, fussy cuts and stuff to give it a pop of color. And then this is the 3rd page. This is your 3rd decorative page. And right now it's on not my best paper, so you can see the flowers right through it. But I gave you a very dark sort of distressed edged paper. You can put them on the back of these for writing. You can use this to back your ephemera with if you want that sort of gray color on the back of each page, so you don't have to like run it back through, or you don't have a gray or a black to distress around the edges, ink around the edges of your ephemera, then you may want the color. So it was just a fun piece. It's sort of the 11th page that, you may or may not want, but I always like to give it to you. If I've used it as a layer or as an element, I like to provide it for you guys. Then we go into 5 pages of half-page pattern papers. Last time I had done 5x7s that were short, they were small. They had engravements on each side, so you could fold it down the middle, and you could add the large fussy cuts to give you sort of a 3D dimension. This time I figured I would just do the half page, whether you use them to back your ephemera with, whether you cut them up and fold them to make your own ephemera. I personally thought it'd be fun to have, and I sort of goofed, but when I printed the 5, I wanted to print the 4 with one background. And I want to be able to put these right in the book to break up all the decorative pages. I want to be able to put these smack in the middle, knowing I've got all kinds of different, patterns and pages to layer with, to put my belly bands, my pockets, all my goodies, put all my fun stuff on, and just to break up sort of the fancy decorative pages. So I went ahead and did, this is actually page 3. In those we have both your florals there. And then we have the decorative one. So there's one of them, there's the two of the variations of fleur-de-lis and the fancy floral patterns. And the cool thing is I got this in black and white, but I did lighten it up towards the middle. So what you can't really, well, you can write on this one. You can write on this one. Probably couldn't write on that one. It'd be a little obvious. But you can write on some of these as journal pages, which is great. I did lighten them up just so they wouldn't be too black. We didn't want to get too much ink on there and have you guys. But you do have your black and white. You do have your stripes. So you do have a good punch of black when you really want that black and white feel. Now here's the reverse of the other one. It came to me both ways, which I love that I had both the option of gray with white and white with gray. And then we have our Eiffel Towers with some French words on this side. So you can tell right where that line hits, where we have the tips of the Eiffel Towers there, which is so funny. And I must have turned the page because I think there's definitely some clip outs. But there are something different and unusual to sort of add to your pages so that when you're flipping through them, you're not like, oh, I have to do a background, right? I can go, oh, well, let me go here, and then you have that page next. And then on the back side, you know when you're flipping through, you already have, something else to work with. And on my end, I'm going to have a lot of flowers, only because that's sort of where I lent to. I want a little bit more flowers than anything. But you have 5 pages to print back to back on each other. Pick one that you really like to back the third page with. But I ended up putting each one of them on their own, and then I put the flowers behind it. So I did the 4, and then I put the 5th flower on the back of each one of them. Me personally, the goal was actually to put this one behind this one behind this one, and then I was going to either do the flowers twice, or I was going to duplicate one of these on the back of the other one. So yeah, but I thought it'd be something fun and a little different. Now, nice thing is these 5 pages are their own separate PDF, so that if these don't jive with you quite as you expect, it's okay. You don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I have to go print all my decorative and I'm stuck with these now because they automatically print it. I did make sure that they were on a separate PDF, so if these aren't your thing, hold on to them. You never know. You'd be like, where did I see those? Oh, that's right. I have a PDF of these great half-page doohickeys. And I have other ways to use this. Now, if you know what you're doing, you have a little bit of work in the Adobe Photoshop and stuff and Adobe Acrobat. You could crop just your favorite page and then print to fit, and you could get a full page of these. I just felt like they might have been a little overwhelming to do them as a full page, and a lot of black, a lot of black ink if you're not careful. So there are ways to get around this and other ways to use these, but I wanted to make them as a fun addition so that the kit wasn't too thin. We didn't want a thin kit. Then last but not least, but never least, 13 pages of ephemera. Let's see if we're going to, now I'm a little more horizontal than vertical, or more vertical than horizontal. Okay, I want to make sure we don't cut anything off. So we have 13 pages of new and old elements. I picked some of my favorite my usual old ones, and some favorite new ones, and did a nice little collage of the things that we've been seeing in the past couple kits. So we have the wide band border labels. We have our flags like we always have. I have my tabs. We have the larger stamps, and that new sort of pocketed square with a square notch pocket. My usuals, of course. We have my stackable corners and the coin purse, which I love this one. And sometimes I just want to cut the tabs off and do something else completely different with it. But I love that it's there, so you guys have the option to be really creative with it. We have the 3 trifold tags, if you want to, with a belly band or washi tape, however you want to put it. You can border something. So these can be 3 individual tags, or you can fold them down the middle. Make sure you heavily ink them, and you can back it with your favorite image, and you have a nice trifold that you can decorate on the outside. You just have to decide how to decorate on the inside. And I did this one pattern, so you could either glue it down, or when you tuck it in, you're not hiding anything. That's your front, that's your inside, and you have a nice trifold project. And then I have my usual. We have the 4 medium tags, which again, you can do it all together and fold one inside the other. You can cut it in half, and you have 2, just a double tag folded pocket. or folded tag, I should say, double folded tag. We have the tri-fold one though, of the mini scallops. You fold it down the middle, you have a little mini tri-fold, or you have 3 individuals, and you can just cut these down the middle, and you have, you know, a total of 6 of these scallop tags if you want. But I am sort of enjoying the cute littleness of the multi, you know, folded elements to make something different in your ephemera. Then we go into the little square stamps, the 1-inch dangle embellishments, which just is a light line around these so that you can just see where to line up your 1-inch punch. So you can make these cute little dangles. Go check out Lorette Chandler. There's probably others, but this has been her new favorite thing right now, which is why they're added to my kits. These 1-inch dangles, she talks about them a lot, and they're really cute. So I thought I would give you a grayscale black and white version. Small, just a little embellishment card, larger border journal card with flowers inside it. My 2 pockets that you can layer, which I've done a lot lately. I will actually put this one behind this one so that you can see the scallop and you still have that thumb notch. So I will actually stack these 2 when you flip them around. And then make for a really cute double pocket. My standard stamps that I love so much, and another washi. So yeah, I hope there's hopefully there's enough embellishments in here for you guys. Then we have 2 pages of the instantly backed journal cards. I figured we'd keep up with that. I did it with the first black and white kit, so we do it with the second one. So you have a vertical one with writing. You have a horizontal one actually. When you turn it, you'll cut it, you'll flip it up, glue it down, and you'll now have a cute little horizontal. Then you have a horizontal with lines. I want to make sure, all right? Again, fold it up. Then you have lines for the back of your horizontal journal card, and another vertical, but this time without the line, so you have some flexibility. We go into a file folder, another just embellished mini journal card, and one of my newer, longer scalloped journal tags. I decided I haven't done one in a while, so we went for a large, which I don't have anything on it, a large envelope. I have not done my scalloped clutch purse envelope in quite some time. So we went ahead and did that, which will be, I think it'd be gorgeous when you flip this up and that's your flap down, decorate that up, stickle it, add more layers and embellishments to it. And I think you have a gorgeous floral, flap for the backside of your envelope, which is sometimes just as fun as the rest of it. So with of course, a gorgeous girl in the back and plenty of room to embellish and decorate here once you fold back your flaps. This is also great to use something as a flip out where you use every tab and piece to flip, open things up and flip them out into a more standalone ephemera piece. Then I decided to add in one of the newer items, which was the taller pocket tag. So we have the background, you have your actual pocket that goes on the front, and then your tag that goes inside. So you can decorate this up a little bit, use it, or keep it simple so you can write on the back of it. But you just simply put your 1 inch, your 1.5 inch circle punch lined up with that white and gives you that little thumb notch. So it makes it really easy to get things in and out of. So like I said, you have a second tag to go with that on the other page. Then we have my standard 6-up medium to small journal cards, some lovely tickets. Tags, tabs, tickets. There's a lot of T words in our kits. It's so funny. I'm surprised I don't mix them up more often. But again, I try to give you, there's a number of horizontal, but I did try to give you a couple of vertical journal cards so you don't feel like everything has to go in long ways. You can, stick some things up, upright to give some height and dimension within your pockets. And then you have 2 pages of fussy cuts. So the clusters that I had created with the black and white flowers that I found, or I went ahead and grayscaled them. So I made these clusters. I love how this came out. This is one of my favorite things that I came across. I was like, wait a minute, let's put flowers inside this wonderful Paris theater idea. And so that was one of my favorite clusters. So you have 2 of everything except for her. I think she's the only thing that I didn't end up with a second one. But you have 2 of the perfume bottles in 2 sizes. You have the clusters. You have the roses. You have the Paris theater cluster. And of course you have it, 2 Eiffel Towers at least along with the black roses. So there's that first one to help you embellish anything that you want. And then of course now these girls are all colored, but since I grayscaled them in my kit, I figured you couldn't find the grayscale version, of course, anywhere else. It's not like these ladies, they always come in color. out there. They're, out there within Graphic Fairy and other ladies, but I don't think we see them as in black and white as often. And they all have, except for that one. How weird is that? I just realized this one down here did not easy cut. I'll have to fix that before you guys get it. Lovely thing is when I print these just before I put the listings together to make sure everything is fine-tuned and I like what I see. And it's a great way. But these all have easy cuts on both ends. Yeah, everything has a really just light fuzz around it so to help you cut it. So if there's anything white, you can see exactly where you're supposed to be cutting it, because I know it gets really hard when you have white items on white backgrounds. To be able to figure out where to cut it is almost impossible. So you have two sizes. You have these all range about 3 inches tall, okay, and then they get shrunk down about 50 to 60%. So you get them in that 1/2 to 2 inch mark, and you have these smaller ladies to play with, and the clusters, of course, to go with them. This was another one that was on that one page. I loved how the cluster turned out. So cut it really close, just inside that gray. You get a little bit of pre-inking technically done for you. And then you're good to go. So this is the only lady who didn't fussy cut. That is so funny how the easy cut didn't show up on this one. I must have not grabbed it in the layers, because each one of these is a separate layer in my Photoshop, and I go ahead and try to be able to do that easy cut imaging behind it for you guys and not end up losing a bunch of white or whatever. And she must not have got grabbed. How rude. I mean, not that she's not that hard to cut, but a little gray wouldn't hurt. I'm like, a little gray around her would not hurt. She's fine up here. I got her up there, but not here. That's so funny. Up there. So you have 2 pages of fussy cuts. We have 11 pages of journal cards, tickets, tabs, tags, flags, stamps of 3 or 4 different sizes. We have different pockets that are great for layering. We have things that can be tri-folded, double-folded. We have double cards, tri-fold cards. I call them cards because tags are cards, right? Would be a tag, a card, or a pretty scalloped element. We have it all in here. I think it's a nice, good combination. A little bit of new, a little bit of old. And each kit from here on out will have a combination of something depending on what it pertains to. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to keep you very long. If you have noticed, it is out a little later than usual. I have come across the fact that I am out there with 50 million other ladies at 6 a.m. in the morning. Or 6 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. There are so many videos out, and that's fine. I love it. You guys have your favorites. But I happen to have a couple days where I did back-to-back, videos. And my second video of the day that came up at 12 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon did better than the first one. Isn't that pretty? I love all those. So I am going to try to put these out a little later in the day. I know that for those who are East Coast or even overseas, it does sort of change up the time frame. But I have a feeling that when they come out for lunchtime Pacific Standard and they come out afternoon and evening for East Coast, you guys are more available to watch them. And so I'm going to give that a try for the next couple weeks, see how my numbers do. And if you guys just need me to pop up later in the day, I'm okay with that. It gives me more time too, because sometimes things are crazy and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I can't make it out at 6 a.m. And so to be able to know that maybe I could put something together that morning and still have it out to you guys is a huge relief. So we are trying this at noon Pacific Standard Time to this round, for today. So it's either 3 o'clock for you, 1, 2, or 3 o'clock, depending where you are in the United States. And of course, it might be a little odder for for overseas. So I'm really sorry. I think in some places it's 24 hours, later, but it's still within the same time frame. Others are 10-hour difference. So it may be, closer to 10 o'clock at night. I'm so sorry. Maybe I'm going to bed. Maybe I'm going to bed with you at night. I don't know. Let you get your creative juices going in your dreams as I show you a new kit. So thank you so much for watching, liking, loving, commenting, subscribing, hitting your notifications so you know when I have something new coming up. As this is our first journal kit for the month, so in March 1st, hello, good morning, hello, welcome March, we're so excited, and we have the Roses in Paris black and white kit, or Grayscale, kit for you guys this month, and we have plenty of lovely things coming up, so I hopefully you will join me as I bring out mini kits, as we have some fun journal with me's this month. Being my birthday month, we're going to have a lot of fun with florals and gifts and whatnot, so with plenty more things to come, always. I'm always working on new things, and I'm hoping to keep you guys, engaged and excited and have your creative juices flowing. So again, this is Jolene with Jewel Design. Thank you so much for all your love and patronage and your continued watching my videos. And I am hoping this finds you happy, healthy, and well. We'll talk to you all this Thursday. I hope to have a great journal with me. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Talk to you later.